Okay, I don't even know where I left off with this thing. Anybody that's been watching my thread on ebuys.org has probably realized I had a major issue with my brand new engine. So kind of wish I had done it the other way around, but for whatever reason, I put on all the top end stuff, accessories, harness, and then I flipped over the oil pan because I have to swap it in order to work my altercation setup. And after dropping the pan, I found a ton of non-magnetic metal in the bottom of it, on the pickup tube screen, hanging on the windage tray, and I think the number 3 rod was cooked. It was blue, black, clearly discolored from heat, so I didn't disturb the joint, but I'm like 99% sure that I had a spun rod bearing. So I reached out to the vendor I bought it from. Mopar shipped out a new question, virtually no questions asked. So my old one's over there. I think I'm back to where I was before I flipped it over with this one. This is the new engine. This one was actually built one day before the one I got originally. So seems fine. I already dropped the pan. Obviously, lessons learned. That was the first thing I did on this one, and everything looks mint inside. So yeah, apparently my other engine was a Friday build. This one's a Thursday build, so I'm not saying that has anything to do with it, but could be an interesting coincidence. So I think I'm back on track. Anyways, got all the front end accessories back on. So I used the Mopar Performance kit for the most part. What else? Let's see. Yeah, so I got the alternator kit, which comes with the idler, the tensioner, a belt that won't work if you're using AC, and the power steering pump and all the bolts. I did not get the Mopar Performance AC compressor add-on kit for one big reason. The compressor they ship you is the same factory style compressor that the new Challengers and Chargers use, and that's a variable displacement compressor. So that doesn't really work with any of the aftermarket options. So what I ended up doing was getting the AC, the on-off clutch AC compressor for a Gen 3 Hemi. I believe it was used in a lot of the earlier trucks and Jeeps. It's upside down, but you can see the part number there. So these are pretty cheap, readily available. Then obviously you'll need the plug, Pigtail. I have mine grounding right at the support bracket bolts. The other end will eventually be connected to my Vintage Air setup. And then the one last thing, I don't have it on here yet, is you have to get adapter fittings for these manifold blocks. So I'm going to do that once I'm ready to actually fabricate AC lines. Until then, I'm just going to keep it as is. I already drained it and refilled with some dyed oil. What else? Geez, I feel like I've done a lot in a hurry. I got the motor mount brackets on. Splash, or the block protector plates back on. I didn't dial this one in yet. I wanted to make sure I had an intact engine, so I'll do that after I set it back down to my powertrain dolly. Supercharger manifolds back on. And yeah, I think we're back on track.